Hello and welcome back to an episode of Marvel Mad. I'm your host as always, Dwayne the Captain Coffee, and we have another Marvel review. Now, I know this series has been out for about 2 weeks or so now, but I wanted to get my opinions on it, sort of thing. I've just finished the series, and it is Eyes of Wakanda, the new Marvel animation series, and it's not bad. It's not like essential viewing that lot, and I've got mixed feelings about it. But again, we're going to go through episode by episode, just have a bit of a chat about it. But it's alright, it's not bad, it's not bad. So, episode one, right off the bat, I wasn't really too sure about the animation. It's not bad, but it did take me a while to get really used to it, sort of thing. But what really pulled me in through this was the story. Getting to see like the Wakandans like back in the day, sort of thing, like some at BC sort of thing. It was really nice take, and having them interact with all these different cultures in this episode was really fascinating. Like, we had like Japanese warriors, we had like Africans, we have the Vikings, all crossing paths, and it was a really nice, interesting take. And Marvel didn't shy away from some of the brutality. Like, some of it was very like bang, you're dead, and then you saw the gore and like how shocking it could be. But then other times it was very like, it would cut away. It was sort of like somebody would get hit by a knife and they'll just pan off. It was just like, it's animation, you can get away with more of that brutality sort of stuff. I know they're probably trying to target it more towards children and stuff like that as well, but come on, especially with the next series coming up, you want to see it all, sort of thing. But it was good. Like, the fight scenes are really fluid, intense, and it kept me hooked. And then of course it's this mystery gem that they're after in this episode. For a start off, I thought it was an Infinity Stone for a start off, or just like some real powerful artifact, and that really got my attention, sort of thing. I liked how this was sort of like the start of like the War Dogs sort of thing, or Wakanda, and like nice little history, like placing of the environments and stuff like that. Really, really nice. Now, the second episode, being a big history buff, and I really, really enjoyed this second episode. Now we go straight into the Trojan War, straight up fighting between Greece and Troy, with it like a Wakandan twist, obviously, because one of the warriors is Wakandan, but they're after this same green gem. And at this point, I was really thinking, is it an Infinity Stone? Well, why is this gem so important, sort of thing? Which was really nice, because it still hooked me in, so I didn't mind that sort of thing. But again, being a big history fan, seeing like the Trojan horse and having that tie into like a Marvel sort of lore thing was really cool. And then connecting like these historical legendary figures from like ancient Greece and all that sort of thing was really nice to see. And adding it into the Wakandan story was really clever in this episode, and I really liked that, to be honest. Now, episode 3 though, that was my favourite. Visually, even though it is obviously the same art style and stuff in animation, but how they did it and how it looked, the best of the lot for me. Really, really wasn't a lot. We're in sudden like ancient China, I think like 16 AD or something like that sort of thing, and it just looked so good in that lot. It really blew me away. Like, just the landscapes, and then seeing Iron Fist, like an ancient version of Iron Fist. I was like, yes. Is that another step to say we're going to have a modern day Iron Fist coming soon, which I would really like to see in that lot. Like, the Netflix series of Iron Fist did it dirty. Now this, I quite like this, and hopefully I'd like to see more of the Iron Fist in like future projects, sort of thing. And it just looked good, like the final fight scene as well between the Iron Fist and the Wakandan warrior and that lot, using all the artifacts all come together and that lot. The action was just awesome. It really, really was that lot. And again, easily out of the 4 episodes, easily the best episode so far in this series. It was so good. Now, the 4th episode was interesting, probably from a comic book like side of things like that, because the Horde, like the future Wakandans are fighting that lot, reminded me a lot like the Annihilation Wave aliens from that comic book series. And I was like, that's really like a nice little, I don't know whether they tried to like, what's the word, adapt it sort of thing, or just like use that sort of style of alien sort of thing, which was quite nice, but it might have been its own thing. I know a lot of the stories and the episodes are its own sort of thing, just taking the lore of the Wakandan stuff and adapting to it themselves, but I did like them aliens that lot. And having like one artifact change the course of history, that's why they come back to the future. And having this Wakandan warrior say, look, you need to keep this artifact here because in the future Wakanda had no help, but if Wakanda had help they could have defeated these aliens that lot, and Wakanda had opened their borders to other cultures, and it being this specific artifact, that was really, really nice, and I really enjoyed that because it's sort of like years and years later on, it's the same artifact that I think is like Michael B. Jordan's character Killmonger is looking at that art gallery, museum sort of type, and that was the whole reason why they opened the borders and sort of thing. So it was nice to link all the way up to the first Black Panther film, which I thought was really, really nice. And it was a nice thread of showing all this like lore of Wakandan history and that lot is just brought all the way back up to modern day, which was really nice and that lot. But overall, Eyes of Wakanda was a really cool detour into like Marvel's past for Wakanda, and it was fun. It was nice to see different Black Panthers and Wakandan warriors interact with major historical events and cultures. But at the end of the day, it was not really necessary viewing, and it added lore, added something special, but it wasn't like must see sort of thing. Casual fans come and watch this and then go away and never watch another Marvel thing again. It was one of them sort of you can dip in and out sort of series, and for me it lands at about a 6 out of 10. It's worth watching if you're into the Marvel history, but nothing like Pacific sort of thing that lot. But again, that's my breakdown of Eyes of Wakanda. What do you think? Did the animation work for you? Were you like me and found it a bit like hit and miss? Or like, how did you enjoy Iron Fist's like cameo? And did that catch you off guard? Now, was you expecting it sort of thing? Let me know in the comment section below now lot. Again, like, share and subscribe and all that jazz, and we'll see you all next time on another episode of Marvel Mad. Thanks a lot guys, and see you soon.